What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today, when we talk about Faraday future tickers FFIE, I want to give you a breakdown of some of the data points, what's been coming out from the company itself, and whether right now is a good time to buy or not. Before I get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So currently it is up 4.03%. 2.8 million shares have been traded within the first about 3 hours of the trading day. So it is rather low. 7.04 is the average. At the time of doing this video, the only news that did come out was after hours yesterday, so I'm going to touch on that in a second. But starting off with some of the data points with options, around 1,200 in calls being purchased versus 228 in puts. So based on this, people are a little bit more optimistic, but we'll go over shorts just to see if they are hedging, because the low dollar value in puts is kind of justified, because with it being below 50 cents, there's really no advantage to buying any puts. So as you can kind of see, these are some of the call options that have been purchased. So there is some optimism with it being above 50 cents by the end of this Friday, so December the 1st. But even if you zoom out and looking at the open interest, still not that much optimism. A lot of people are expecting it to kind of hover around that $1 range, even up until February 2024. So February 16th right here. And looking at the puts, like I mentioned, for the volume today, absolutely nothing. So there's no real reason for anyone to buy puts at this stage. It is to note though, just wanted to show you this, based on all the 13 Fs that did come down the pipeline, there was roughly about 777,000 call options being held by institutions. So institutions do believe in Faraday to some regard. It did go up quite significantly, but keep in mind it shows 11,000, an increase of almost 7,000%. But between the two quarters, there was that massive reverse stock split that did happen. So kind of take that with a grain of salt. And based on all 13 F filers within Q3, there was about 4.2 million call options. So institutions do believe in Faraday's, and I think that more so just stems from their management. Their management has done a lot of things in the past that shows that they believe in the company. Just based on a lot of other things that I'll share with you in a second, just their business is not doing what it should at this stage. And I just wanted to show you this based on the latest Morningstar report. It does show the fair market value for Faraday being $1.43. So that is based on their assets. So of course there is a big discrepancy based on that, and that's just because Faraday is burning through quite a lot of cash. So take that with a grain of salt. If you are looking for a lot of good compiled information such as Morningstar reports, analyst ratings, short selling, and everything under the sun, take a look at Interactive Brokers, link in the description below and also the comments for all of this to be completely free. But let's talk on shorts for a second. So as you can kind of see, shorts right now are increasing about 200,000 shares, which isn't necessarily the best, but 25.48% of the free float is being shorted. 13.99 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is going up a little bit compared to yesterday, so 17.57%. And through Interactive Broker, short availability does indicate that there is 0 shares available to be shorted. So the way I analyze this, by them increasing on a green day, it does signal that they don't feel it's justified, that most likely it does need to pull back down. So not necessarily the most optimistic information. But when it comes down to some of the recent news, this did come out after hours yesterday, which oddly enough did cause and prompt a fairly big spike. So it went up almost about 10% after hours, which was pretty crazy because it just says Faraday Future receives over 300 no deposit reservations, and that's within 72 hours of following the success of its Middle East strategy press conference, which I absolutely love that news that did come out. I actually was having a lot of high expectations for that. So when they did announce their strategic cooperation agreement with Master Investments and whatever else, so that was going to be huge. But nothing really of substance has followed since that. And this news about the 300 no reservations or no deposit reservations, that is complete shit. Pardon my French. Like, this company, their management clearly does believe in what they are trying to accomplish. But their news has just been time and time again just fluff. This is garbage. I have no idea why anyone would want to buy this based on this news. So why did it go up 10% after hours yesterday? It makes absolutely no sense. Of course, Faraday is manipulated through shorts because as it stands, nobody really wants to buy Faraday. So it's kind of stuck in limbo a little bit. So when it comes down to it, shorts are just kind of trading among themselves, right? So shorts are closing out some of their positions because, like I said, there is none. So they wanted to kind of free up some room, essentially, if that makes sense. But no matter what, like, this news is crap. Like, I would rather them just stay silent than constantly put out this just fluff, and they've done that time and time again. There has been some substantial pieces of news that did come out recently, and that's more so their management taking 50% of their salary and putting it towards buying their own stock, in addition to them kind of hinting that they are going to be filing lawsuits against the toxic sellers or toxic lenders, and as well just the manipulation. So I think that was a fairly good progress that would help the stock price. And they even did hire a new VP of legal. And so it kind of showed and signaled that they were moving in that direction, but absolutely nothing has come from that since then. So it's really just been a crap show on PR. And it really does suck because I don't think a lot of people do realize, but Faraday's days, if that kind of makes sense, will be numbered fairly soon, because it looks like if we kind of zoom out, the last day that they were above $1 was, it looks like the 9th, if I can see that correctly. So actually, yeah, on the 9th, they closed below $1. So potentially they're about, I don't know, almost 20 consecutive days, or I guess trading days, probably around 15, just throwing that number out there, below that $1. So fairly soon, within about a week and a half, they will be getting another delisting notice from the NASDAQ for that $1 bid price rule, which interestingly enough, they did the reverse stock split to rectify. So Faraday is going to be doing a second reverse stock split most likely in the foreseeable future. So this is definitely a stock that is just going to bleed to kingdom come. So this is not a good investment. So going back to my first question from the beginning, is this a time to buy? I would say absolutely no. Even though their management is very good, I would love to pick up their management and move it to another struggling company, and they can try to vamp that up. But this company, as bad as it sounds, and I hope I am wrong, but as bad as it sounds, this company is just going to be dead in the water. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Clearly, as you can kind of tell from my tone, I am getting tired of Faraday just putting out bad news all the time. I've had a lot of optimism about various things, even though based on the technicals, I've kind of accurately pointed out that it is going to consistently trend down. But still, it's really, really crappy. And even looking at some of the fib levels with it at 46.1, it's right now between this S2 and this S1. So in comparison to a lot of other growth stocks, it's struggling. And so the next support and resistance points that you need to watch for. So the S2 is 44.5 and then 40 cents ultimately. So who knows if that will come in, whether it be this week, because we also do have PCE and GDP numbers coming out this week. So who knows, there could be a little bit more of a roller coaster. Vice versa, 47.3. So it kind of bounced off of that so far, being the high today, and then 51 and 56. So that's kind of the next strong support and resistance points. But no matter what though, it does need to get their shit together for it to go back over that $1 mark. If not, they are going to get another good old delisting notice in the foreseeable future. So let me know your thoughts on Faraday. Are you brave enough to still be holding Faraday, or have you sold out? What is your take on Faraday? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And one final thing, take advantage of this promo. This is free shares. So sign up for an account with Moomoo, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So take advantage of this. Link in the description below and also the comments. But with all that said, I appreciate all of you watching.